Hello everybody, my name is Madam. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the trilogy. We are on the final day for episode 5. Oh my gosh, this has been the longest episode ever. Anyways, we are on the final day, trial former, which I think will be, which I believe is going to be like, I don't know. Anyways, we're on the final day trial former. I don't know what that means. February 25, 9:47 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 2. By the way, this is defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. By the way, Mr. Police Chief Damon Gant could possibly or definitely be a suspect. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? I don't know. Yeah, I was very suspicious of him in the other episode where we were about to investigate his office because it was a crime scene in the SL9 incident. And where's Emma for that matter? It almost seems as if maybe Mr. Damon Gant has something to do with it. Anyways, in the other episode where we were supposed to investigate his office because it was a crime scene in the SL9 incident, he told us that we couldn't, or not that we, no, I forgot what he said. He's like, I forgot. Something's been happening behind the scenes. Who's this? Oh, Hedgeworth. Knowing you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 777777 ID number is. That is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. It's you. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom we suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? And Chief Prosecutor Scott will be found guilty. But she didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here to hear what you have to say. This isn't the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. Also, another thing is that Damon Gant is, I think, I don't know if he's trying to manipulate Lana or if he is manipulating Lana, or yeah. Also in the last episode, we find out that obviously we all knew that Lana never killed that guy. What's his name? I forgot his name. Goodman. We all know that Lana didn't kill Goodman. I'm pretty sure it was Gant who killed him. Who killed him. She just stabbed the body with his knife, with Edgeworth's knife. The truth? I mean, of course we all knew that she didn't kill the guy. Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid, today's the last of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? See you in court, Edgeworth. This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. It's now. February 25, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant. Okay. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, you been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough as it is my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what's this proposal of yours? Well, Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. Did she ask you? Or did you just come here? She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Uh-huh. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Girl. This isn't what you want. This is what he wants. This is what Damon Gant wants. Huh? I can face the total charges against me. On February 21 of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman. No, you didn't. In the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, you did not. No, Lana! Objection! Thank you, Phoenix. You can't! Your Honor, the defense claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana, Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven in this case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like to render your verdict now, if you please. While the defendant certainly has a right to self-representation, her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Somebody say it. Somebody say it. Thank you. Thank you, Edgeworth. Oh my god. One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling... Sorry. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. I did not mean to press the button at that. Sorry. But why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With a sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Clearly, some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh? To whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Ooh. Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy. You'll live to regret this, mark my words. Mr. Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. My name is Emma Skye. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, we encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark Killings. Joe Dark Killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Miss Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. It's an incident that was resolved 2 years years ago really all that relevant? Yes, Mr. Lee is. Well, okay then. You sure getting fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. What? Yes, dear. The trip to your CEO has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Yes, it is. 2 years ago. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? I'm sorry. That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well, the defense may begin cross-examination. Okay, let us begin. I was waiting for in my sister's office that day. 2 years ago, the defendant was the detective of the police department, correct? Yes, she was second into command under then Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever! Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Scott used to be quite the pair. I believe they share the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too. The police department and the prosecutor's office had a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner if she finished her work. They came running and took me hostage. That would have been, Joe Dark. A man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was, a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a pen because the elevator was going up. Then he ran to Sky and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Neil Marshall rescued me. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were 2 people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Marshall. Why did I say it like that? I almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assumed that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't think I remember what happened then. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark just then. The lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash was an unforgettable image on the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Miss Wright, have you heard enough? Let's ask about the picture. This picture the witness drew. I believe it was a very important meeting.
Objection!
The list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I took a picture of the scene once, but it seems to have been lost. You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right? Yes, I want to do everything I could to help the investigation. Yes. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died. Yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the present witness is mistaken. But I did draw it, I swear, I'm not just imagining it. This picture that Emma drew, that reminds me. I guess I should check the evidence again. Well, anyway, let's continue. The scene that imprinted an image on your mind. Can you please describe it to us? The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. That must have been a real shock. Even now when I close my eyes I can still see it just as clearly. Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage. When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them. Emma doesn't have any reason to lie. But Lana sure does. You need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can. Okay. We already asked about this, right? Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now whenever I close my eyes. It's strange. Okay, hang on. I wish we could... Oh! What the heck? I was about to say, oh, I wish we could just like... I was about to say, oh, I wish we could see what it actually said. And then I flip it around. Oh my gosh, this whole time. This entire time. We had it with us. Picture was drawn on the back of the evidence that said magic marker. This is the first time I'm ever checking it. I've got a very bad feeling about this. Oh my god! Wait, hold on. Okay. So... Oh my god! Again, this is the did I say it? Yeah. Again, this is the first time I've ever checked that. And I ever like flipped it around. Oh my gosh. Present. Objection! Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into a drawing that picture. Did I say into a drawing? And... Sorry. Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is, as a prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. There may well be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! Sorry. This is the evidence for the SL9 incident? Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over, turn it- Ah! What's this? A drawing. Yes. What is that? Hey! That's it! That's the picture I drew! Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Well, the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists. They're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago. Only half of the evidence in the case have ever reached you. What? Uh-huh. Mr. Damon Gant did that. Miss Skye, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor, are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Oh, there could be. Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see. Is there? Is something wrong? You would have to ask. He's... Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. Is that thing? The Blue Badger. That's that thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Evidence is restored and updated in the court record. Oh my gosh. Very well, witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. What were you thinking about, Miss Emma Skye? Emma's picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was bright only because here were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. To think a flash of lightning could burst such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begins cross-examination. Emma's picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigating team was reorganized. Detective Goodwood was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later. The memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture was painted all black? The flashlight I knew was so bright, all I could see were shadows. So at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who'd come to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lighting was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Dark had attack crippled me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma. I was glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? So that I must have fainted. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No, I'm sorry. Objection! The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is exact something. I need to stop like cursing, so I'm trying to like skip the dialogue so then I can just like read it all at once. But then I end up skipping the full dialogue and it goes to the next one. Sorry. It was influenced in any way from your talk with the detectives?
Objection!
Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. I'd better watch out. We might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think the story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She gave us exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. What's the contradiction? Wait, what's the contradiction? Wait, what's the contradiction? What? Hold on. Blue Badger? Oh my god. Okay, what did I say in the other episode when we first got this? When we first got this, I was like, hey, remember guys, he was stabbed in the back. Does that look like he's stabbed in the back? I don't know, I can't tell. Hang on. Who's this one? Oh, Goodman's. I keep forgetting I can check these now. Name of deceased Neil Marshall, 27, male, date and time of death February 19. Between... It's February 16. It's like 3 days later. Between 7 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. close to death. Single stab wound piercing heart-lung. Heart-lung? Assessment died from blood loss and under 10 minutes been found and wound was missing tip. Yeah, in the other episode, I said, hey, don't forget guys, he was stabbed in the back. I literally said that.
Objection!
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be fast if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy? This one?
Take that!
Contradiction of course lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. Look closely, you can see its tip is broken. You and I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon, its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. Here's a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. It's not?
Objection!
Now where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obviously, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. What's the meaning of this? Sorry. Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Objection!
On what? Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right. But what does this mean?
Objection!
Can I read the thing first before you yell objection? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered in the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken.
Objection!
That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Objection!
Not so fast, Mr. Ruth. This is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Ooh. Order. 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 Are you saying the investigatory was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department of the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. As we receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. Yes? During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Joe Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's? Could there have been one? If the witness is adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away. It can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright. And then listen, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was really broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. We know it's not this one either. Oh, which one would it be? Oh, we know it's not this one either. No prints. The reason Bruce got his blood so remains of the blade. I wonder if Edgeworth got this knife because of the handle matches his clothes. 2 years? Oh my gosh. What's this? Being prosecutors is the name to pass service. Recipients are additional plate. Manfred von Karma's name. Ugh. Von Karma. I hate him. Okay, anyways. 2 years ago, the halberd was removed at Gant's behest, giving its current form. 2 years ago. I don't think it's this one, but... And look. It's half. The tip is... The tip is not there. Oh my god. Ha! Gant lies in the past 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony. Oh, what is it, Miss Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award prosecutor marshal is holding? That's her broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife of the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. No, it was not. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
Objection!
But that can't be. Oh? And why not, Miss Edgeworth? Because of the King of Prosecutors Award, knife was a murder weapon. then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been prosecuted Neil Marshall. What? Oh. Oh! Oh, what? But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? I'm so confused. It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait! I remember now. I remember everything. Witness? Mr. Wrightworth, what is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back? I knew it! This picture, I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away from deep inside me. Perhaps it would be least to if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Skye? Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger? This should be interesting. We shall see. Emma's recollection. When I saw the man raise his knife, I panicked and I rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. This is certainly most unusual.
Objection!
Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't use this 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may... Stop, please, don't pursue this any further. Lana, what's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Skye. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence. The defense will now begin cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Yes, we are. Emma's recollection. Okay, let us begin. When I saw the man raise his knife... When you saw that man, I assume you referred to Joe Dark? Yes, at least I think it was him. You think? All I could see were shadows. Power outage that immediately preceded the incident. It's also documented in the prosecutor's office reports. So then you... I panicked rushed towards both of them. Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. As we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know at the time. When that Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've got to help the other person. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. What do you mean you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did... Well, it's all kind of a blur. This guy was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. There's so much happening in a matter of seconds. A little disorientation is only natural. I saw the man about to stab the other person who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with a knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then what happened next? Just then there was a blue badge. Are you sure about this? Of course. See, I even drew a picture of him here. But it was the chief of detectives who thought of this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The blue badge didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him somewhere before. Now I finally remember. Oh, brother, just when you thought this thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. Huh? His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
Objection!
This is pointless. Hang on. Is there anything... I'm just trying to think, is there anything here that could possibly show like 3 something? The trophy? If he bought it in? Oh, or the knight? No, not the knight. I don't know. This is pointless. That thing could have possibly existed 2 years ago. We're supposed to be mistaken.
Objection!
There may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh? And I suppose you have an explanation? If so then, by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when the lightning flashed? Who was this blue badger really? I don't know. I don't know. I literally do not know. I just might know. I'm not sure. I don't want to say this or... Damn it. The blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she certainly saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on the fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright. In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness heard in that instant? Can you show this mysterious blue badger look like? I have absolutely no idea. Oh my god. Okay, table drawer. Accuracy must be changed from the incident 2 years ago, and the fragment found in the chief can's office still has lines remaining on it. Weird. Ooh, what is this? Jars to the bottom so the hole goes right through. I wonder if it's really a jar with some kind of weird telescope. So I don't know how I didn't recognize when I did this, or if I did this. Was it this or? I think it was like this. I don't remember. No, it was like this. I don't know how that I didn't realize that when I did this, I did not even think about the blue badger. But apparently this is it. And you can call me a cheater for searching up the answer. I do not care. I don't want to lose my life. So, yeah. I'm sorry. The mysterious blue badger was in fact this. But that's... what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, if we were to change our viewpoint, I've got to show them. It's the correct angle to look at this form. Like this.
Take that!
What?
Objection!
Yes, it is. Allow me to remind the defense in case its case hinges on the witness's drawing. Mr. Wright can't match the shape that witness drew. We cannot accept this claim. I've got to horizontally. Oh my gosh! After so many attempts of trying to figure out the correct angle, I finally got it. Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger. No. It can't be. But it is B. Order. The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witness of the day of the crime was actually this.
Objection!
Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So the badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything.
Objection!
I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed. Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness stole this jar? The location. Obviously. Let me take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness stole this jar. At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant.
Objection!
But the body was found lying near Lana's guy's desk. The witness has testified herself.
Objection!
Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana's guy's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office.
Objection!
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body? No. From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? No. Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? No. I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instance, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have had to be the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? The jar? Ah! The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes, there's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless... I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Emma. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? Oh, she faint. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was a witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Miss Richards, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet if you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that will work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touche, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, there's the other possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? I've got to think back to the record. The old murderer's name that the victim may have left behind. What? I don't know. Is it? I mean, I don't want to... Oh my gosh. Okay, it took me a while to figure out where the murderer's name could be in the evidence. It's here, apparently. Oh my gosh. This message from the deceased is really in our possession. Mr. Wright, you stop at nothing to prove my sister's a murder? Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us a piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. The jar. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Emma. These are the messages left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. Message was left here on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Lana. Yes, but notice, for some reason, blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yeah, look. Yes, there's a line here drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots were once lines? Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used a few precious moments left him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar with the lines changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will come apparent. No. That's alright. What kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will read to us the answer. I've got to connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written given the circumstances. His murderous name. How do I do that? Emma. Oh no! Huh. Oh no, Emma.
Take that!
What do you think? I came up with this message. Yes. I feel like I'm taking Huh? What do you mean? What? It spells Emma. Oh my gosh. I know why I didn't go is because I didn't add the freaking line to the A. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can tell it's an A just by looking at the thing. There we go. Present. Oh my god. The defense attorney is doing to prove their client's innocence. That's why we'll have been thinking about saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. And Lana knew about it. Of all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. Oh no. Seaworthy? Can't I say I didn't warn you? Chief Gant. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy, because of you. An innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used a forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
Objection!
But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice? What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter, even if there wasn't any cover for evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, the fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? It might have been. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order! 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 Oh gosh. The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Nervous to the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where his trial is headed, no one knows. To be continued. Oh my god. Emma! Emma! No! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So this whole entire time that we were not looking for the murder, but I don't know. This whole time, the murderer the person who killed Neil Marshall, obviously not on purpose, but by accident, was Emma. Oh my god. I was not expecting that. It was Emma this entire time. Wow. Okay. Well then. That's why Lana didn't want us to continue the trial, because she knew that we were going to find out about because she knew that we were going to find out that Emma was the actual person that killed Neil Marshall again by accident. Because obviously she didn't know because obviously it was dark. She didn't know who she was pushing. So yeah. Sorry, we're going to end today's video and we'll continue this trial in the next one. So thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!